Shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, safety to the elect all over the four corners of the earth. Shalom. All right, so this is Ephesians 6 and 10, right? And we need Ephesians 6 and 10 to balance out the offense with defense, right? So a lot of times when your opponent, and we know that we're fighting in this kingdom, right? It's a spiritual fight, and we're fighting against the evil, the wickedness, right? And we're on the right hand side fighting this wickedness. A lot of time when the wicked is on offense, we have to use our tools as defense, right? And allow Yahweh Bashim Shai to guide and lead us during that time so that we can get back on the offense and then watch how Yahweh Shai take out our enemies, right? But you're gonna have to be on defense, and you got to be able to play the defense, right? And Yahweh Shema Shai gave us the tools that we needed. He gave us the tools that we needed to make it or to defend ourselves to this wicked kingdom, right? It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. So at the end of the day, you have to be strong, right? Why would we have to be strong? Because Satan is going to come on that offense attacking. He's going to attack from all different kinds of angles, right? Satan going to create angles that we ain't never seen before, meaning that it's things going to happen in your or on your walk that you never even thought that it may happen. It's just like, how did he find that angle to come? But that's what Satan do. Remember, he's looking and searching, crouching. It says put on the whole armor, and that's the reason why we need to put on this whole armor of Yahweh Bashim Shai, so that we can defend ourselves, right? The Lord is going to defend us. He's already defending us by giving us the armor. You see? By giving us that shield, by giving us the helmet, the sword, by giving us the belts and the gloves and everything you need to go to war, right? To fight this spiritual fight. So the Lord had given us what we need, right? So put on this armor that the Lord had given us, right? It says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shema Shai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, right? So we want to be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. See that? That's what we got to be able to stand against. Now, when you go to the blue letter and click on this word wiles, which we know, but I'll bring it out again. This is
Strong's G 3180, Methodiah,
right? And it says cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery. So when the trickery of this devil, he's very cunning, right? So the trickery, the trickery that he's gonna come with, a lot of times you're not gonna be able to, you ain't gonna see it. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. But guess what you have to do? You have to do what? Put on that whole armor so you can defend against that. So you don't let that wickedness get you. Because it ain't gonna be just a smooth ride into the chariot, man. Things are gonna become tougher and tougher. But we want to do what? Be strong in the Lord. Finally, be strong. Back to verse 1. Be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Right? So back to verse 12. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. See that? Let us know that this is not a physical war. We're fighting this thing in a spiritual state. You see, spiritual realm that we're fighting, right? So if it's spiritual, we're gonna have to use spiritual defense. You see, we have to use the spiritual defense. We have to use the prayer. We have to use this faith that the Yahweh Shema Shai gifted us with. We have to use that faith, you know. It says, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And the only way that you can defend against that is that you have to have Yahweh Shema Shai on your side. Okay, it's the only way you can go against this wickedness on the left hand side. You got to be of the right hand side. Yahweh Shema Shai has to be with you. You see, there's no other way. So you have to put on the armor. You have to be prepared to play defense. It's not all about offense, offense, offense. You are going to have to play defense. And the way to play defense in the spirit, along this spiritual walk, is that what? Putting on this armor of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, we know that we have to put this armor on. We brought these scriptures out numerous amount of times. Brothers always, but listen, we have to do what? Be able to do these things when we're going through this situation that causes for defense. Sometimes you can be on the offense, but a lot of times you have to be on the defense. You see that? And we know that majority of the time we're going to be on the defense until Yahweh Shai come back and deliver the elect, right? So I'm read again. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers. We're wrestling against these spiritual powers on the left-hand side. Against rulers of the darkness of this world, the wickedness. You see that? Always trying to take the Lord's elect out. You have to understand that. So there's times along this walk where you're gonna have to use your sword for defense. You got to use that shield for defense, the helmet for defense. You see that? It says against spiritual wickedness in high places. It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Shema Shai, that you may be able to withstand. And that's what we're trying to do, withstand. It says in the evil day, and having done all to stand. In the evil day, we want to be able to stand, man. Okay? We want to be able to maintain in Yahweh Shema Shai, in this truth. And it's not going to be easy it's not going to be easy majority of the time. You know, who said it would be easy, you know? The Lord told us that it would be tough, man. Sirach, the 2nd chapter. But guess what? The elect can handle it. The elect can make it, because why? The Lord would not put more on you than you can bear. See that? He knows how much each brother can bear. And that is so powerful and beautiful. It says, verse 14, stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth. See that? With what? With truth. And having on the breastplate of righteousness. You see that? This is what it takes. It says, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Verse 16, above all, taking the shield of faith. See that? Taking this faith, this gift that the Lord have blessed the elect with, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. See that? So when things is coming down the pipeline from Satan, you defending. And then guess what? When he try his last move, he pull out that last move, you know, you're able to withstand. When the missiles come, you want to be able to be in the good grace of Yahweh Shema Shai. How are you going to quench those fiery darts? by putting on this whole righteous armor of Yahweh by Shema Shai. You see? That's how. And then the Lord will have mercy and guide and lead you through all the troubling times, the evil times that's coming, and through the missiles. You see? And that's what we want, you know. We all are trying to make it and get past that point, and which is the kingdom, man, the kingdom of heaven, you know. So, you know, but that was the main point, you know, just, you know, we have to use that defense in order to, you know, maneuver through this wicked kingdom, you know, because Satan coming. Like I say, sometimes you got to use that sword for defense, not just for offense. You got to use your shield, of course, for defense. You got to block off. That helmet is for defense. You can turn right around and use that helmet on the offense also and strike. But guess what? We're going to have to use it for defense too. You see? Protection. You know, so that was it. You know, the main, just, you know, hit that real quick. So I pray that this was edifying. Like to give all praise and good honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle, elders, the great millstone. Peace, safety to the elect. Shalom.